There we go. Well, good evening. Happy Tuesday night, everybody. Joy and I are so happy to have you. I'm Tracey Flintoff, and I am in the Seattle area. And my lovely co-host, Joy, is over in Maui. You want to say hi, Joy? Joy will be doing
Hi, everyone.
the main intro tonight, the main presentation, and then I'm going to take you on a deep dive into hormones, a topic near and dear to my heart. So we hope that some of you will stay on for the whole thing, but we're just so happy to have you all here tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share screen. So just bear with me 1 minute here as I get situated, and we'll get started. So as I mentioned, tonight's deep dive topic is on hormones, and that will be the last 15 to 20 minutes. And so what we're talking about tonight is an amazing wearable light technology that changed my life. It's changed Joy's life as well. And I'm sure as we go tonight, we'll kind of weave in our stories and you'll get to understand the power of what this can do. And we're just so passionate. We feel very compelled that we have to share this. We can't not share this. Once you know what we know, you have to share it. It's that good. But I want to take you back in time and talk about a couple really genius men, Albert Einstein. And way back in his day, he said the future of medicine is frequency. And think of any sort of frequency out there. That can be a radio wave, that can be a microwave, that can be a laser light. Those are all frequencies. The sunshine is a frequency. And Thomas Edison took it another step, of course, the inventor of the light bulb being a really big clue about what this is all about tonight. But he says the doctor of the future is really going to focus on disease and prevention rather than giving pills. And these men were well ahead of their time, very, very smart geniuses. And if we look at today in medicine, we see an awful lot of their prophecy coming true. Practitioners are using light therapy. That can be an infrared sauna, an MRI, laser light, red light, blue light therapy. And I hear light all the time. And I just saw a little thing on my phone today, news flash, that dentists of the future are starting to use red light to sanitize our teeth. So that's a big clue. It's all about light. And so I'm going to turn it over to Joy. She's going to walk you through the disclaimer and the rest of the intro part.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joy Markham, and I want to let you know that we are not medical providers. We are not diagnosing or treating any illnesses that you have. Please consult with your doctor regarding any medical treatment. We are just presenting a wellness product that assists your body. As we age, our body loses its ability to heal. By the time we're 30, 50% of our stem cells go into hibernation. By the time we are 60, 90% of our stem cells go into hibernation. That is why we get gray hair. It's why we have a harder time healing. Currently, the new wave of technology for healing is stem cells and stem cell injections. And next. And currently in the US, the only thing that I believe you can get as far as something close to stem cells is PRP injections. And those are actually not even stem cells. They're actually your blood taken and changed and to that it's a higher plasma volume. And you can go out of country. One of the best type of stem cell therapy to get is fetal cord blood. So like the umbilical cord, but that is illegal in the US. And those are pluripotent stem cells. And that, it's very expensive. It's very invasive. There's a spiritual component and an ethical component that there is a struggle with. And also your body can reject them, and they might not give you as much benefits as you would hope. Next slide, please. So I want to talk to you today about phototherapy, and more specifically, photobiomodulation. The sun hits our skin and signals the body to create vitamin D. This is something that we all universally understand as a concept. And we're going to talk to you about light and how there are other signals that the body can be given through light to help your body signal so that we're able to create different things in our body. And one of them is GHK copper peptide. There is a patch that creates GHK copper peptide. And the GHK copper peptide, Dr. Lauren Picard studied it, and it has been found that it will regenerate those body stem cells that have gone into hibernation, as well as make brand new pluripotent stem cells that can be master healers of your body. Our patches are worn 12 hours on, 12 hours off, because our body needs to have a rest period, and you don't want to wear them for prolonged periods of time, or your body will get used to the signal and then stop doing what it needs to do. So one of the biggest things when you're wearing patches is to make sure that you maintain hydration. They are activated by the body's own heat and light. We emit heat and light. That's how night vision goggles work. And these actually have a lattice work of crystals made up of organic amino acids, salts, and sugars. And they refract back a certain wavelength of light into the body that signals the body to do specific things. This one specifically, X39, it's GHK copper peptide. It signals the body to create that. Next slide, please. And then I would like to have some people talk about a few things. I want to have Tracey go first and tell her testimony about her hormones and how she found the patches. And anyway, Tracey.
Yeah, I have to tell you, this patch found me, and at just the right time, because I was really struggling and I'd been going through a very hard menopause. I've had hormonal problems my whole young life, as a youngster, I should say, up until that yucky menopause phase of life, which is really no fun. And I went from doctor to doctor begging for somebody to help me because I had hot flashes for 3 years and I was sleeping in 2-hour increments. My hair was falling out. I lost my words. I lost my smart brain. I had a new dumb brain and I just wasn't myself. And I had anxiety and I was crying and that just wasn't me. And all the doctors wanted to give me estrogen replacement therapy, hormone replacement therapy, specifically estrogen. And I'd heard a lot about concerns with cancers later down the road. And I just thought, I'm holding out. I'm holding out till that's the end and the end game. But I'm optimistic. I'm going to find something else. And lo and behold, this little patch came home with my husband's best friend who gave it to him for back pain after a spinal fusion that wouldn't heal because my husband was over 60. And like Joyce said, we don't have many stem cells left. So long story short, his pain went away after he finally gave these patches a chance. He was very skeptical and negative about them. He wouldn't even wear them for the first week. And so then when I went to order them for him, I was told I needed them. And I thought, well, why would I need these? But my goodness, they brought back my brain very, very quickly. And I started sleeping. The hot flashes resided. And I just started to get my old brain back and feeling like myself and laughing and having fun. And the tears went away. But we were still not sure what this was really about. But on week 6, I went to my hairstylist who'd been helping me. We'd been moving my part around to hide my bald spots. And she was saying, I don't know what you got going on up here, but I've never seen anything like it. This is amazing. You've got more new hair starts than anyone I've ever seen. And that's when I realized this was real. So my thyroid ended up regenerating about 4.5 months in. I told you my hot flashes and everything went away. I had 4 months of bliss, like my old young self. And then I went to my medical doctor, and who also was using these, by the way. I had shared it with him. He was very open and receptive. He's trained in South Africa, so a little different background. And I told him I don't think these patches are working anymore. And he laughed at me and he said, oh, you know what? Those stem cells, they know their job. I believe they're working so well that they've regenerated your thyroid. That's my hunch. We're going to do some blood work. We will confirm my thinking. And lo and behold, yes, My thyroid completely regenerated in 4.5 months. I was off the levothyroxine that I'd been on for hypothyroidism for 15 years. I haven't been on anything since. I have absolutely no pharmaceuticals in my house, which I love, and I'm completely holistically natural. And it's just changed my life on so many levels. I mean, down to a bunion I needed surgery on, went away. I didn't even realize it. Every day I live with pain in that foot. And about 9 months in, a friend asked me if these patches would help her bunion so she could avoid that yucky surgery. And lo and behold, they did for me and they did for her too. So I feel very compelled to share. And I'll weave in a little bit more of my story as we go here.
Thank you, Tracey.
Sure.
Pam, can you unmute yourself? Pam, are you here?
I see Pam there.
Just hit the little microphone and take the little red slash off of it. There you
I
go.
think,
Yeah,
did that
Pam.
work? Okay,
Yes,
sorry.
that worked.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
So I'll try to just kind of very briefly try to tell you how I got started with the patches. So on April 16th of this year, I fell down 18 cement stairs, my front steps, while I was taking my dog out for a walk. I completely shattered my right arm, which is my dominant arm. I sat at the end of the stairs for almost an hour before the ambulance came and got me. I had to have a trauma surgeon put my arm back together. So I've got pins and plates and I can't bend, I'll never bend my elbow again. So needless to say, that happened on April 16th. It was my 63rd birthday on April 20th. So extreme pain. I was going through extreme pain. I wasn't sleeping, very depressed, couldn't do anything or go anywhere except physical therapy. I believe it was July, end of July, or August, kind of in August. No, I started in August. So I think it was July that I saw Karen Jadelli. Not sure if that's how you pronounce her last name, but she was doing a sound bath with aligning chakras and everything. And I thought, I have to do something because I'm just spiraling down and it's going to take me forever to get back up. And so I went to that and she told me about the patches. And I'm thinking, I felt like I was meant to be there, that something pulled me into that, into that sound bath where she told me about the patches. I currently wear 5 patches. I started with the X39, Aeon, and Carnosine. I added the glutathione, and then I just started the SP6. So I currently have 5 patches that I wear. I'm on about going on my 3rd month, little over. And I have noticed that number one, I sleep like I can sleep through the night now. I never could. And even before I broke my arm, I couldn't sleep. I call it a racing mind. It just doesn't stop. It thinks about every single thing throughout the day. I'm going to save the world, whatever, I don't do that anymore. I actually sleep through the night. When I wake up, I used to be exhausted for years and years. I'm not exhausted anymore. I have energy that I never thought I'd ever get back. My skin, I've noticed, it looks better. I just feel like I do have a little bit of a rosacea in it, but I haven't had breakouts, and I feel like my skin is actually smooth. I feel like even some of my wrinkles are gone, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I have when I was 50 years old, I had to have a knee replaced, and at 53, my other one, I was bone on bone. I wish I would have had these patches back then. So I've had both of my knees replaced. I always have inflammation in my knees. Could never walk real long distances, although I always did. I used to work out, exercise, did aerobics. I did, everything. And after the knees, it kind of, I kind of had to give all that up. I've noticed that the inflammation in my knees is almost completely gone. This last weekend, I walked probably over 2 miles. That's the most I've ever walked. So I feel like each month things have been happening. My arm, I still have pain in my arm, but it's getting to the point where it's manageable. And I'm like, oh, finally, thank goodness. There's pain there, but it's manageable. I work from home and I sit at a desk, but I have a sit-stand desk. So I'm always sitting and then I stand and sit. I remember prior to my accident, because I just went back to work just 2 weeks ago. And I only started part-time. But I remember sitting at my desk thinking, oh, my neck would hurt. I'd get up and I could hardly walk. My knees would be bad if I was sitting, even if I was sitting and standing. It was just like the end of the day, I'd be like, oh, I'm so glad I'm done with work. I don't feel like that. I stood today for 2 straight hours. I've never been able to do that at my desk, ever. I would be like, my knee would be numb. The other one would be numb. I would hardly be able to walk, take that first step. So there's just a lot for me. I wish I would have had these patches a long time ago. I'm so grateful that I have them now. I mean, that's just a few things.
Amazing.
There's other things that have happened that,
Yeah.
one other thing was I thought that was going to need glasses because I didn't think I could see this computer screen. And then I got in that accident and I'm like, oh, it's just harder to see. I'm at my computer and I can see my screens perfect. Perfect. I don't have glasses. I'm 63. I
That's
do not have
awesome.
glasses. I don't wear reading glasses. I don't wear, it used to be where I nearsighted, so I couldn't see far. And I was starting to have problems like at night when it was dark. Well, Sunday, I celebrated my son's birthday and I was at my mother's house and I'm like, okay, I got to get going. I'm blind, and everybody's like, what? Because I always said that I'm blind. I can't see. And they're like, whatever, get get those glasses for night driving. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. So this is the first time that I've actually gotten into my vehicle and it was dark. And I'm nervous because I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I could see fine driving home.
That's
I'm like, okay,
fantastic.
this is something's really weird happening here, but I love it. So I will continue wearing all these patches. I just bought my mom the X39. She's 87. I noticed that I'm going to get her the Aeon. I noticed that she complains a lot about her knee hurting, but I noticed that she has been complaining, oh, I'm tired. And I'm like, okay, I got to get you on these patches, but I'm only working part-time,
Yeah.
so it's like, I've already spending, money on myself for 5. Now I gotta,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'll just figure it out. But I think
So,
it's gonna help
Pam,
her too. Yes.
that's so awesome. And I'm hoping that maybe in a couple months you can come back and give us another update on how you're doing
Oh, absolutely.
and also how your mom's doing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I'm really excited to see where this is gonna take her.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for sharing today. And it sounds like you've had fantastic results, and I am so excited for you. And I'm excited to
Thank you.
hear what
Thank you.
happens in the next couple months. And please come back and share. And now we're
I
going
will.
to Yeah, thank
Okay.
you so much. And
You're
now
welcome.
we're gonna hear from Arveda. Arveda, can you
She
unmute?
can't- she she hasn't been able to get out of work, but Teri's
Okay.
here.
How about Teri? Can you unmute Teri?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Teri.
Hi.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. A little bit about me. Agita is my daughter-in-law, who I love to death, and I will always be thankful to her for helping me. I've always been in sales and marketing, and I have always been super healthy, very athletic, always thin. Just normal until I hit menopause, which was at 43. And like Tracey, it was really rough going. It was like a faucet turned off. One minute I'm fine, the next minute everything's shut off. And I noticed that as I'm aging, because I'm 67 now, that everything just was getting worse and worse. I recently had blood work right before I started this, and I had, high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, overweight, anxiety, insomnia, menopause. I have osteoarthritis in my spine, and I've got just no energy. So 2 days, literally 2 days prior, sorry, I was in bed.
And no apologies.
It's okay,
This makes
yeah.
us all
Yeah.
get weepy at times. It's such
I
a
was gonna
beautiful
let
thing.
myself in if you were laying down. I just came to check on you, see if you needed anything, ice or anything, and that you can taste it, test it. The gingerbread. Are you
Sorry,
on a
I'm gonna
meeting?
mute everybody. Sorry, we're hearing some other people here.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No apologies
I didn't know
needed.
that was going to hit me like that. So
Yeah.
2 days prior to getting the patch, I literally was in bed for 2 days, praying that I couldn't get out of bed. I told God, literally have zero energy, and I have to get up, and I have to just maintain my life, normal life. And I prayed. I said, I literally cannot get out of bed. I have zero energy. And to the point where it was just nuts. I've never felt so bad in my whole life. And I texted Gita, and I told her about what was going on with me. And she says, Teri, you have to start this program with Lifewave. And I said, oh, I've heard of Lifewave. I had somebody give me a patch once. It was an Aeon, and she put it in the back of my neck, but I didn't feel anything. And she goes, no, you have to do this. You have to get the X39 in the Aeon. And she said, just try it. There's no obligation. You don't have to. I just want to see if you feel better. So I ordered it immediately, and I put it on. And the story goes, when I got that in the morning, I put it on. My son said that he's never seen me with so much energy and so happy. I was humming, I was singing. I don't sing. I went from the morning I got up and took the patch. I was gone all day until literally about 9 o'clock at night. I got home, and I did not take any pain meds for the first time in the longest I was like, I didn't even take my meds today. And I went out shopping. I went to the store. I went to visit friends. I went to a meeting. I did this and that. And I got home, and I'm like, I don't believe this. I actually had more energy in one day of taking it than I've had in years. It was just unbelievable. I said, I couldn't believe it. I was thanking Gita, thanking God, just everything. And so I started Thursday, and what's today, like Tuesday? And my energy has just been increasing, especially my brain fog and my insomnia. I finally got sleep. It was crazy. I just was like, I hadn't slept. I had insomnia for years, maybe getting 2 hours. but I've been sleeping and dreaming and unicorns and just happiness. And so I told Gita, I said, okay, I'm semi-retired and I have no desire to make a business out of this. I'm just grateful, so grateful I found this. Well, I said, I saw the video of the gentleman. He says, I have a moral obligation to share this with people. So from that point on, I saw that and I said, you know what? I think by just sharing my story, I want to help people. Just like Gita, I want to help people. So I decided to go full guns and make this a wonderful business and help people. And that's my goal. Well, today,
Awesome.
so
Sorry.
I
I said that's awesome.
So get this. So the second day I take, that night I took off the patch. The second day I put a patch on. I felt like I drank 10 cups of espresso. I had to take them off. And I wasn't drinking enough water. And so I had to slow down, and now I know how to balance it. And I'm drinking 4 to 5 of these a day, and I'm finding I can be more balanced now. So this morning, so I'm pre-diabetic. I crave sugar all the time. I'm 35 pounds overweight. So this morning I put on my patches and I put on the SP6. And I'm telling you, that thing is a game changer. Like okay, I've only had, I haven't eaten much today because I'm not hungry. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs and some, cheese and a little bit of grapes, but that's it. And I'm not eating all day long, hungry. Like I eat and I'm still hungry and I'm craving food. And I've had so much energy today. I've been gone all day. And I love the SP6. I don't want to take it off, but I know I have to.
Your body needs the rest in between wearing.
I know, but I absolutely love it. And I'm so grateful I found you guys, and thank you, Gita. I love you dearly, and I'm sharing it with my family now, and I'm going to help them because they have some issues as well. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for everything that you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pam. Teri.
Everyone agrees.
Thank you, Teri. All right, hold on just a second. We have somebody that I need to mute here. Just a minute.
I got it, Joy.
You got it? Okay.
You're good. Okay, we're going to go back into sharing mode now. And there we go.
Okay, so how does the patch work? We talked about that a little bit ago, where our body heat activates it and light and reflects back a certain wavelength. The scientifically studied locations that they recommend are based on acupressure, Chinese medicine, points in the body, and they work with the meridians and the energy flow and qi of the body. By activating your own repair cells, you can have rapid pain relief, reduced inflammation, wound healing, energy, skin repair, faster recover from exercise, mental clarity, and they reverse age you actually at a cellular level. There's some scientific studies that show that your cellular age biomarkers are reversing. And I can just tell you that the people that I know that I have been wearing the patches, you can visually see it. And you can see, some people's hair is getting lighter. Are going back to their regular color. I had a couple of people tell me that my hair looks like it's darker now. I'm losing some of my gray. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can tell you my skin is younger, and yeah, it's just an amazing thing. So in order to keep track of what we have happen in our bodies as we're using these patches, we need to actually write it down. And so Tracey is she already put a health tracker in the chats for you, and you can record where you're at, where you start at. We as humans, we forget things. Like Tracey, she forgot all about her bunion. And I want to say it was like 9 months after she'd started wearing the patches that somebody asked her if it could help with bunions at one of these meetings. And Tracey was like, wait just a second. And she'd had 2 bunions, one on each feet. And she'd had surgery on one. It was terrible. She was like, I'm never having that surgery again. So she had a bunion on the other foot. Took her shoes off. There was no bunion there. And she hadn't even realized, because that's not why she was wearing them. And so I highly recommend you fill out the health tracker. I highly recommend that you write down any ailments and medications that you're taking. These are utilized by a lot of professional athletes. Michael Phelps wore them in the Olympics, Serena Williams, David Beckham. They're just, Tom Brady attributes being able to go for so long at such an old age to these patches. What you can expect when you're wearing these patches is that a third of your genes are going to reset in the first 24 to 48 hours to a younger, healthier state. Within the first few months, you will start to feel a little bit differently physically, mentally, and emotionally. There's a recommendation that for every decade you're alive, you wear the patches for 1 month in order to start the repair cycle. So you wear them for that amount of time, and then your body can start repairing. Let's see, the patch activates your dormant stem cells. We talked about that. There is a website, startx39now.com. And in that website, we have multiple different things. Next. There is a section here in the website on GHK copper peptide. You can go look at what GHK copper peptide does. It helps with lung protection. It helps with regenerating your stem cells. It helps with fast growing cells and repair of those cells. It resets some of the precursor genes to a younger state that might be precursors for fast growing cells. There was a study that was done on the cardiovascular age of biomarkers, and for every 6 weeks of wearing them, it reversed their cardiovascular biomarkers by 8 weeks by the end of the study. Next slide. It helps with brain health. This is a brain mapping study, so it's a thermography of a 77-year-old woman. Right here on the first part where you see the red, that was the session 1 where she hadn't been wearing any patches. This is how she came in, and her brain was hot. It was inflamed. Session 2 is 3 weeks later. Her brain had gone to a cold brain. And then our bodies want to reach homeostasis. And so by the time 6 weeks was happening at session 3, her brain was perfectly balanced and in a homeostasis. And that's the third picture. Next. So some different depictions. This gentleman was in a snowboarding accident. This is the first day, the second day, the 5th day. He actually had an interview and he was worried about it. He was wearing the patches, I believe, directly on his face. And you can see the scar repair that happened in 5 days. This other picture here is open heart surgery. This was a year of not wearing the patches, so July 2017 to July 2018. And then 1 month later, after wearing the patches, July 2018 to August 2018, how much scar remodeling happened during that time. Next. This is our friend, Dr. Ron Harmon. He actually looks like an old grandpa here. And then you can see by the picture that now he looks like a hot dude. You know, he was a delayed reaction. So like he knew that the patches were working, but he didn't have any like immediate things that happened that he could say, oh yeah, I feel this, or this is happening. But he has an amazing story. And sometime during one of these, we'll talk about more of that. This does skin repair and remodeling. Look at the décolletage, and then look at this guy's face. Look at this, the birthmark that he'd had since birth, and how it lightened that. And then varicose veins here. This is bulging discs. You can see on the left-hand side between C7 and T1, how the disc is bulging into the spinal cord and causing problems, and the bone has degenerated. And then you can see on the right-hand side how that has regrown. This is somebody that had scoliosis, curvature of the spine, and they utilized patches, and it helped them to be able to have their spine relax. This was our friend Marcy. She had fast growing cells, 3 different types of fast growing cells. And you can see the difference in her, and all of her fast growing cells are in remission. This is a lady who had radiation. And you can see here, I think it was 3 weeks, June 6th to June 23rd. And here she is June 30th, and this is the transformative, how fast it can help you heal from different things. So here's somebody with Bell's palsy, somebody with 2 different types of psoriasis here. There's 2 different people here with different types of psoriasis that had great results. Somebody with Guillain-Barré syndrome, and the difference in her in this 3rd picture from the 1st picture. This guy right here with the Tilgo, it's hard to believe it's the same person, but it is. I mean, look at him in the top left side, and then look at him in the bottom right corner. And that's 1 year later of wearing the patches and the difference it's made for his complexion. This gentleman here is a friend of Cammie's, and he had fast growing cells on his face. He fought them for years and years and years, had, I think she said like 20 surgeries. I'm not sure that's correct. And they would not go away. And especially this spot here on the forehead. And from what I understand, it's all gone now. As you heard in some of the testimonials, they can help with better sleep. For me, I had had a traumatic brain injury. I was needing 9 or 10 hours of sleep a day. And when I started wearing these, I was waking up after 7 without an alarm, and I was going, and I was fine. So next slide. They are good for pets as well. This is Brutus right here, this first picture of this dog. He's a friend's dog who she took her old patch, and this is 1 week's difference. Brutus was blind, and the first picture, and then his eyes cleared up and he was able to see and actually walk around and follow her after 1 week of wearing used patches on his collar. You can use these patches for multiple different things. There are people that have used them for a facelift, or for, look at this décolletage here, the difference between January and July. I mean, the wrinkles that have been removed. It's amazing what it can do for skin and different parts of your body. Knee, bone on bone, you can actually help rebuild cartilage, and with collagen and some different patches. I've known friends that have done this. Let's talk about a little bit more about the products. So we have the X39. That one is the one that tells your body to create GHK copper peptide and regenerates your body's own stem cells. It's the master patch that I think that everybody needs to wear. It's helps with master healing of all the different types of cells, because pluripotent stem cells can become any type of cell. And so the GHK also can do a bunch of other things. If you go online, you can research GHK and find out all kinds of things that will help you with. This X49 actually helps turn fat into muscle faster. It helps with your bone density. It helps with testosterone. It helps with EMF protection. It signals your body to create AHK copper peptide. So both of these are regenerating cell patches. Next slide, please. The Aeon actually helps to reduce inflammation in your body. So we actually recommend to people that they wear the X39, the GHK copper peptide stem cell patch, and also the Aeon together, because when you have inflammation in your body, the stem cells go to the inflammation. And in order for the stem cells to go directly to work and for you to maximize your patches, we just recommend that to begin with, you start with the X39 and the Aeon for that combination of reducing the inflammation and having the GHK copper peptide and the stem cells go to work. And also, all of these patches are somewhat detoxing, and so we don't want you to start too many of them at one time and have your body not be able to handle that. So there's energy enhancer patch. That's the one that Michael Phelps won those golds with. It turns fat into energy. There's Silent Night, which actually helps your body's production of melatonin ramp up. SP6 helps with cravings and addictions. We heard Teri talk about that one. Alavita is a collagen. It helps signal your body to produce collagen. There is an Alavita system that you can get that has a day cream, a night cream, and the patch, and it will work from the outside in and the inside out. Or you can wear the patches. That's what I do. Tracey does the whole system. Anyway, so in order to purchase these, if you retail purchase them, they are 150-ish bucks. For a 30-day supply, you wear them 12 hours on, 12 hours off to give your body a rest. But we really like to have people buy them wholesale, which is $99.95. Next slide, please. All of the other patches that are not the stem cell, the AHK copper peptide, GHK copper peptide stem cell patches are for retail $79.95 for a 30-day supply. But again, we really like to do the wholesale packages where you can get them for $49.95 in a bundle, and or 3 or more for $49.95. To maximize your patching, we tell you 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That's what the studies show, that our body needs to have that break, kind of like exercise, so that it doesn't get used to the signals. It's very, very imperative that you drink a lot of water. Our body is made up of 70% water, and we need that in order for our body to create cells, and also for movement. As much, eating as healthy as you can, exercise, rest, all of those things. So to order a wholesale pack, our wholesale packs just changed the names, and we have a fewer, less options, but we have the core pack, which is $295, previously called the silver pack. So you actually get it for less expensive now, a few dollars cheaper. And that is pretty much, we recommend for one person. There's an advanced pack for $535. And that's for, 2 users, maybe a family, and you get 6 points with that. And so that's a little bit more than you used to be able to get. And then there's the premium pack, where you can, if you're going to be sharing with a plethora of people, or you have a practice that you want to use them in and or sell them in, that is what is recommended. Next slide, please. So a special that we have going on just with our team is with any of the wholesale packs that you buy this week, from today through the 6th, you will get a free X39 pack with that deal. And just get with whoever it is that invited you here, and they will actually help set you up with that. And then we need to get a copy of that and send it off to Jan to get your free pack. And you should get it by the end of the month. There is a 30-day money back guarantee. Just, you know, get with the person. We have, due to FDA regulations, the company is not able to market these with everything that they can do. And so they rely on us, word of mouth, and they give us a thank you check for doing that. And they are one of the fastest growing direct marketing companies now. If you would like more information, there are weekly podcasts that you can go to and listen to. And you can go to thepatchingpodcast.com to find the links to those. Every Tuesday, Cami, Tracey, and I have a Zoom like this. You're on it. And every Wednesday, Marcy has one, and these are the links to those. And then we want to get younger. You know, we want to have more quality of life. We want to be able to enjoy the time that we have. And so that's why we're making these choices to utilize the tools that we've been given and that we've had shared with us, and in order to do that. Next. And now I'm going to turn it over to my lovely partner, Tracey.